Welcome to the SoCal Real Estate Development and Syndication Podcast. Available on Apple Podcast, YouTube, iHeartRadio, and Spotify. If you would like to stay in the loop of our next opportunity, please email ppbarakoff@hotmail.com. Do not forget to like, subscribe, and comment. Now to welcome your host, Peter Barakoff.
Welcome to the SoCal Real Estate Development and Syndication Podcast, from blueprints to skylines, where we interview the go-getters in the industry. I am your host, Peter Barakoff. Today's guest is James Wang, co-founder and CEO of REAI. Thanks for coming on, James. How are you doing?
Pretty good. Thanks, Peter. And it's an honor to be here with you guys.
Great. So REAI. Can you tell us about your background and your inspiration behind this company, please?
Yeah, it's interesting question. So some people just pronounce REAI, some people just say REA. So maybe just short, simple, we just call it REA. So I founded REA like sometime in 2017. It's the key thing is that I started out of my own frustration. When I started real estate investment after 2009, because I saw some friends getting into real estate investment after the market crash, and they thought it's good, so I tried to follow and some friends, but then I realized that there's a lot of things that especially first time you know real estate investors, if you don't have enough experience and if you are stuck with a lousy agent, you might actually suffer a lot, like which happened to me. And I actually had to cut a loss on my first two investment properties. Within a year, I have to cut a loss, sell it. It's a long story. Everything it's a really complicated situation. The property, the neighborhood is bad, and the agent was just trying to push me into it. I inherited some tenant, bad tenant, and then they basically did such, like a damage to the property. It's just a long story. And later, when I trying to fix it, and then get some new, either sell it or get a new tenant, and then the neighborhood they have some burglaries and all kind of stuff. So, and I was doing technology. I was a tech executive. I was actually wrote some pattern on using AI to do some voice application, and also using AI to do some a travel application. So I saw the firsthand how this industry really need a lot of help, and because I think the status quo, the real estate broker, they just trying to like do buy and sell with the existing old way, like a 6%, without in a lot of cases they don't really contribute that much to the users, right? I mean, that's one thing. And later, some people say, oh, this can be used for like a commercial also, even for real estate development. Because we wrote a book called The Next Gen Real Estate Tech, in which we dedicate one chapter to like the future of the real estate development as well. And also later we wrote another book. It's an online course for a real estate, like the guide for the a smart real estate purchase in the new era using AI, and also on a real estate development. So it's a lot of things, residential, commercial, and also even cross-border we can utilize too. So we are actually the only company with a whole package of a whole portfolio of AI patterns for advanced real estate applications. So we can actually run the helping the buyer and sellers, hooked up together, find the best match with each other, and we can help the users get the best mortgage, and even interior design and renovation and contractors. But also on the real estate development side, we also can match people to designers, architects, and a lot of things. And also even we were approached by some real estate commercial property developers in Asia, pretty much most of the big cities in high rise, and they want to start selling it when you only started building like 10%, 20%, they want to start already selling it. So we can use our technology, we can help them also. and it's the most efficient way.
Can you
Indeed.
can you give us examples? So like I want to buy property, investment property in whatever town. I mean, did
Yeah,
you
just say, for example, I believe you're in LA, right? It's you
yeah.
in downtown area. Oh, so basically, like say, if you want to buy a house in LA, either as first time home buyer, or if you're trying to do a flip house, like a fixer up, or you're trying to just buy investment property for rental. A lot of people, most time, people looking to MLS listings, but MLS listing is always they based on old way of what's the views and features based on their old standards, old school standards, and then there's a remarks or description, and that's pretty much about it. You cannot see very deep inside every listing what's really good there, what's really good for you, right? And then if you really want to find a good deal, you're trying to look into those for sale by owner systems or like off the market data, like or maybe you're trying to get it from some wholesalers. So it really varies, but the wholesalers sometimes some information might not be 100% correct. They just trying to give you something, trying to make you, make you hooked onto it. For some for sale by owner system, it varies. It depends on different websites. There's also a website like auction.com or something like that. And the deals really varies. And whether you can trust those like foreclosed properties or for sale by owners or the auction.com properties, every property there's some data, there's some information inherent or hidden behind it, which normally they won't tell you, right? So in our system, we can run it. We can run very deep, algorithms, and then we can basically give a lot of projections. Say, hey, this property might fit you well. This property doesn't fit you well. So if you're buying property, like say, if you're a first-time home buyer, like you spend hours every day, like searching in Zillow or different websites. So instead of searching, now our system is we give you no search. So it's just simple a match. So we use our AI, patented AI, we match it to property. So it save you hundreds of hours to just get to your dream house, or not necessarily dream house. Some people are too picky on that, but it just at least the best matching property that available on the market. We can help you on it, and then we can also help you, generate offer and go through a
So you're
transaction.
like Zillow or Redfin, like on steroids. It'll give you a lot more information about the area, the investment on it, the crime in the area. It'll give you a lot more in-depth information. Is that what
Yeah,
you're
yeah,
saying?
yes, but it just we don't want to go directly compared to Zillow because Zillow is basically a property database, right? I mean, the old days when Zillow started 20 years ago, they if you want to see your neighbor's property information, you have to go to the county, and then you have to wait hours. County clerk will give you all the information of properties in this subdivision. But
Yeah.
later, Zillow get all the public data from different counties. They put on a website, right? So you can see a lot of every 250 around 250 million-ish properties, all the basic county data. But later, when you started buying properties, if you search for Zillow, they don't have the latest update on the latest, active listing. So lately, like the past 5, 10 years, Zillow improved a lot. They have deals with different MLS, so they have some more like updated listing. Because old days, if you look at the listing Zillow, it's not active, but now it's better. But just like pretty much all the existing county information, right? Or the active listing information, the fuse features, the remarks description, and that's about it. And every image, you don't even know whether this property really good good condition or not. What's need to be done, if you buy it. So because they won't tell you deep, so we can go very deep, and we can help buyers get through this journey. On the other side, if you're home fixer up, if you're the home flipper, once you're done, we can also help homeowners. Like if you say, hey, maybe you can even improve further. We have the system called Reimagine, like reimagine your thoughts. So like if you give me an image of a room, I can reimagine how it will look like in different styles. And then say, if you're not sure whether you want to rent it out or sell it, I can test the water for you. I can generate a listing for you, a captivating full listing within a minute. and then you can test the water. I can start matching you to some buyers, and then if some buyers interested, they might already just give you offers. So then, even before you're fully listed, we can already, get you like whatever potential deal how this might look like. So this really help a lot. If you're a fixer up, you don't need to spend another 3% or 6% to agent. You can, we can help you generate a listing, right? I mean, you can even some people even want to do themselves. They can even we can help people even list it in MS. They can publish themselves.
Is
And
is this a free or a subscription? How does this work?
yeah, this is an interesting question. So basically, right now, because a lot of spam, so people trying to, so we're trying to. Originally, we had when we first put the whole like a lot of features together. We original we have most of them like also all in internal usage, but recently we put it in like a match was officially released a month ago, a month and a half ago. So there's a lot of spam, so we try not to let people just abuse it because it's huge value here. Just a lot of people don't understand it yet. So we put it in a paywall, but it's a very basic, right? I mean, I think the basic was like just like $5-10 a month, so people can start using it. A buyer they can use it to see the best matching property on them available, and the home sellers they can use it to generate some new style images, and they can generate a new listing of the property, and we can start it if they want to test the water. We can start matching them to buyers, right? So that's
Yes.
basic. Yeah.
Yeah, so you're a co-founder of this. Who's your partner? How did you guys come together with
Yeah,
this
we have
idea?
some. This is an interesting question also. So I personally, because I personally suffer this, this when I started doing, so I'm very, deeply dedicated to it. I know that if we use the technology, I can get some low-hanging fruits. We can already flip some business a few times already if I'm in the valley, right? But we really feel like very deep that, this industry, that's the most people they need help, but they right now they don't get any help, and they have to rely on agents. Sometimes it's stuck with a bad agent. They can't really do it. That's why I'm very dedicated to it. I met my co-founder. He's a top-notch machine learning PhD from Georgia Tech, and we were incubated in Berkeley. So some Berkeley folks also help us on the way, and we went through accelerator in Santa Monica here in they call Silicon Beach in Expo Dojo, and later we also went through some other groups and National Social Realtors, NAR ex-CTO Mark Leswin, he's also with us. And because Mark also see that this industry has so much things that we can do to the real innovation to help people. So our first book called The Next Gen Real Estate Tech. Actually, Mark wrote the foreword for this book. So yeah.
What so it sounds like you started in 2017 with this and you guys just released it last month, so you guys been working on it for that many years, is that right?
Yeah, we've been very purposely being very low key under the radar because we don't want to expose ourselves too early because everyone will say things but they cannot achieve anything, and then they might look at what we were doing and trying to. But we know that because we have the real AI. This is way before like a ChatGPT become such popular a year ago, right? I mean, a year and a half ago, whatever. But we started building our own machine learning models and AI algorithms. We started building in 2017. We started writing our patents, and the first provisional and the second utility, and then we get this first full patent, which is called the smart matching for real estate transaction, which is such a wide coverage, for the whole industry. Every part of real estate transaction, we can use it to find you the best match and best services. So we've been purposely under the radar, but we wrote the book Next Gen Real Estate Tech, and actually when COVID hits, we wrote a very full like predictive analysis study of how market trend will be using AI models. We'll give it to some industry like journals. Unfortunately, they are all like I don't want to say anything too much, but basically, I don't think most people have the vision how the industry will be. So our article was not published, for in those medias like England, whatever. And later, like because Mark even said at that time, he said, "This is great. This is a great report. It should help people a lot." And in hindsight, what we projected, the industry trend, is actually fits what the industry was doing, like how behavior first a little dip and then going up, going up. So we started helping some MS, like some enterprise groups, 2021, 2022. But we realized that those industry groups are still like very slow. And a lot of them, they see the trend, but they don't really proactively trying to foster this growth because they think that, oh, the MS industry can still work even if there's no innovation. So that's why last year, because there's a mega lawsuit, and then NAR and the four major brokers, they lost. And then by calculating all the years, I think it should be like 5.4 billion. There's no way they can pay it. So there was a major settlement. And as a result of the major settlement, August 17th this year, if you're a buyer, you are not. They try to play a game of words. They were saying, oh, in the MS listing, we're not saying that the buy agent, listing agent commission are requiring the listing of 6%. They were saying, oh, only the listing agent commission is articulated. Buy agent commission, we're not going to say listing. So in other words, basically, it's like if you're a buyer, you are not required to pay 3% to buy agent anymore. You can even run it by yourself because there's no requirement from the listing agent say, oh, you have to have a buy agent representing you, and we're going to pay 3% to the buy agent. There's no such kind of requirement anymore. So a lot of people realize they can do things themselves, but they just don't have the tool set. They don't have the technology. They don't have the knowledge. They don't have the habits of looking through what they need to look at. So our system can provide the grassroots buyers a lot, tremendously. I mean, a lot of things we can help them going through the journey by themselves. And
What
then
what are the most significant challenges you guys are facing in integrating the AI in real estate? What's the biggest one?
yeah, I would say the main challenge will be, I would say, the inertia, right? I mean, the people that are resistant to any changes, especially the established like groups, right? The MS groups, the NARs, they trying to keep the status quo because they make money, they make big money regardless, whether they have changes or not. And ironically, like they have some major hacks, and the system was down. Like I remember 2 years ago, like one major MS, it was down for like almost over 2 weeks. I mean, for a real estate agent, you cannot list a new property, you cannot update your information. That's really bad. But the old school, they are all using the old system, and they don't feel like they need to change. So we have to put in a lot of education. We have to put it in a lot of and make people see the vision, see the future, what will be. So that's the hardest part, right? And a lot of people say, "Oh, I don't need any technology. My agent and do it. Yeah, agent and do it." But they're just asking you, "Oh, how much you want to pay? How many bedroom, bathroom?" And then that's it. They just mechanically trying to grab a property that fits those like basic top of the service, like very superficial numbers. But we can go very deep, right? We can see whatever the buyers, what your future, like knowns, unknown. You don't even know that you need those things. So we can do a lot of AI both on the user side and both on the property side, and then we can match them more like efficiently. Yeah.
What you got a success story that you guys have accomplished? It sounds like since 2017, since now you're finally releasing, is there a big success that has come out of this that you guys are proud of?
Yeah, I mean a lot of different things, right? We were focusing on B2B before, like we use AI to run images, right? Some there's one major MS like Northwest RMS, they were using our system to do a lot of image processing before. Like when you're doing a property sale, you always have 10 or 20 or 50 images, right? And some
Yeah.
images might be violation of certain compliance rules, or some image might be not really in good condition. So We can scan every image using our technology. We can tell them, what's good. But that's just a basic, like very, top, like on top of like just very small items. But later, we help some MS, generate the full listing with our system. So we form a partnership with a company called ArcuCell, and they started as a, compliance, basically industry or different kind of federal compliance, enforcement like software. But now they also trying to help people even when they started listing, they want to auto pop the whole listing. So they license our technology, and we're trying to help other MS. But now we're saying we can help directly general consumers more because every users, they suffer a lot, and that's my personal pain points. And we want to help general grassroots home buyer, home seller, and also commercial side, right? When you finish building a high rise, you want to find the best, buyers, or if you rent it out, you have some company like rent different floors, or some company want to have office in the front and warehousing the back. What's the best fit, what's the best match, and do you need to have renovation before you rent it out? We can all take care of it using the AI here. Yeah.
Yeah. What are the common misconceptions about AI? Are people scared of it? What's going on?
Well, the common problem, the issue is that the word AI is being abused. When after a ChatGPT is released, you saw all those industry groups that they used to every day, every among like a real estate industry group, they put out some old like school, the boring article. And now they suddenly say, "Oh, AI is hard. AI is hard." But but they don't even know what is AI. They can't write a model. They can't even. And now like even language, they trying to even talking about language model or generic, but they don't even know what they're talking about. So a lot of them they were just quoting a ChatGPT stuff, but ChatGPT is so generic. For real estate industry, every case is different. You had to build model to really a lot of data to information in the database that it can fit every situation, right? And the model has to be fine tuned. So that's a problem because you go to a lot of real estate industry conference, people, there's always a forum they're talking about AI, but what can they talking about? They're just talking about using ChatGPT, how to help. But that's really lame. What we see that what we're trying to do is very profound. It's really helping people. And that's what like smart matching for real estate transaction. That's basically what a good real estate agent or broker is supposed to do. You're trying to go deep and you're trying to help them going through the journey, which used to be very painful. And so we had one person who is a Georgia ex-congressman, and he was using our technology for his real estate transactions. He really loved it, and he wanted to use us for the future because he has some commercial, like a real estate commercial property. Like we can use NFTs, not just simple. Like right now, blockchain's being abused right now. A lot of people say, "Oh, NFT," but it just like very lame. Like a real estate NFT, that's pretty much all fractionalized. That's what people can talk about, right? They don't have real AI, and plus we also have some deep real like blockchain technology that we can really help people, like even when they do commercial real estate deals, we can help them to package it in the most efficient way, which is like right now you cannot do it. Yeah.
What so are you trying to just let people know about you guys and what you have? Are you looking for investors? Like what's on the horizon? What's the future look like?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not trying to push for any sale or whatever, but what we know for sure clearly, because all the agent that have their hands on this, they will say, "Wow, this is great. This is nobody can talk like you guys. Nobody can provide a system that can do like you guys." And so everyone say this will be the future. So we would love to have real estate agents or real estate agents clients, like their buyer and sellers, or even buyer and seller who doesn't have an agent. They can come to our system. They can use it to help them go through go through the journey, right? The buyer side, the seller side, we can massage the two sides together, and we can help them. And at some point, we bring them the agent, and we can bring them agent that fit them the best. And the agent can do things instead of 9 to 5, they can only maybe do 1 or 2 hours a day. They can get the job done, right? That's what we're trying to do. So we think this will help people a lot. Just a lot of education. So we appreciate this opportunity, and we love to have any interface with any like people who has more questions. If you can directly contact us, and they can ask us more, right? I mean, that's it.
Yeah. Can you share a failure that I don't know if you're willing to share. It's just sometimes kind of fun and not, I mean, maybe they turn to success, something that happened unfortunately, or
Yeah, just it's hard to say exactly like a failure, like what you described, but basically it's just like what we see, like a lot of real estate agents, right? Their mind is scattered because there's so many things that every day they get like 30, 40 phone calls or text message left
yeah.
and right. Their mind is really scattered. And even real estate, like commercial, right? If you're a real estate developer, you have to deal with architect, designers, and when the building is about done, you have to all kind of things. Sometimes you don't know your priority. You cannot strategize whatever you need to do, right? So when like sometimes we give agents these tools, the agents they loved it, but they sometimes once they study unit, they see benefit, but then sometimes they were distracted by some old ways, right? Someone called them and then they go there, and then they. So one guy come back, he said, "Oh, James, I lost such great like 40 hours, and later I realized if I stick with you guys, I can, be so efficient." And then we have a real estate agent was saying, "Oh, I waste my ass off. I waste my like doing all those things." Excuse my language, but later it turned out after the sign sign the contract, the guy can get a mortgage, right? I say, hey, if you know, let me know earlier. I can help you, organize, help this person. Even this person, I can try to help him find a mortgage. Or, even before you engage, I can give you some advice first. So whatever, right? So a lot of things people don't realize. They just this industry because every day you have people who need to buy stuff. You have people who need to sell stuff. You have people. So people's real estate professionals and mine is also scattered. They feel like, oh, I just do whatever it comes, but then they can't prioritize things. That's the most problem, and that's what the benefit we can bring here, and we can definitely help a lot.
Yeah, it sounds like you got patents on some of this stuff, and Chat GPT is doesn't hold is nothing close to what you guys are doing. Neither Zillow or Redfin. So you guys have any competitors that you
Well,
see?
exactly what we're doing. I don't see any competitors, right? And the patent is valid for 25 years, right? I mean, so if you're trying to do this, like say later you say, oh, I use new technology to match people together, then you say, yeah, infringe on patent. So I don't really see at least, these 20 years, I mean, I don't see direct competitors that they can claim this way. Um, but basically, I'm not just trying to say, oh, we're trying to stifle or whatever, trying to make people realize, oh, they cannot do certain things. But just what I'm trying to say that this is a way it's a new era. It's new. We're trying to bring a new process for the industry. It just most people don't realize that yet. And they
Yeah.
need to be educated and they need to brought to the situation that you cannot still keep on like this anymore, like the next 10, 20 years, still based on the old way, like they've been doing it like the past century, the old way, like broker and doing this and on the buy side and seller side. A lot of things, I mean, for the travel industry, people already like you book everything yourself, yeah, why you need a travel agent anymore?
You're
And for
right.
the
You're
real estate
right. And
industry,
Redfin and Zillow changed real estate. Everybody can check their own a lot of their own stuff now.
yeah.
And now the next step of AI. Not many people know about AI yet. It's new.
Yeah,
And
but they still rely a lot, most things on the agent, right? I mean, they check things on Zillow, then they go to the agent. Hey, I found this on Zillow. I spent 10 hours this week. I found
yeah,
this on Zillow, and agent took them there, drive there. Agent doesn't even like a lot of them agents so busy they don't have a bandwidth to do too much homework. They just okay, I drive you there. Oh, this doesn't look this thing, and then say, oh, let's look at the next one. Let me know the next one you find. But like a lot of things inherent deep inside, you should be able to find it out like very easily. Like say, what's this? How this property really fits you, right? That's why we're saying, man, this the current process it doesn't work those things out.
So there's a lot of ethnic stuff that the NAR can't do. They can't talk about the area if there's a lot of crime or any of this. There's a lot of stuff that agents can't talk about. Does this shed light on that? Or
Yeah, it's this is a little very complicated situation,
yes,
and how to put it? Basically, um, hold on.
it's an
Sorry.
it's an awkward
I think
question.
I just get some email coming out. Just I get a
Yeah,
little distracted. I'm more like an agent now. But basically, it's like some agent trying to be politically correct, right?
right.
But it's actually in reality, it's been doing a big disfavor for mainstream for 90% of the consumers, right? If you have kids, I don't know about you, but I don't have kids, but if you have kids like teenage kids, you don't want to move into a property where there's sex offenders, right? Or there's a murder or there's something like that. But when you ask the agent not supposed to say anything. Oh, I can't tell, and
Yeah.
a listing information, a listing you should not say. So we saw some like website they supposed to claim they provide all the like sex offender in the community like data whatever, but you don't know whether they're providing the fully updated or really the correct information, right? So everyone just they just take the buyer take their own risk, right? You might end up buying property, your kids might be stalked by some sex offenders, which you never know they exist. Or like the one house I bought, I didn't know that there was a neighbor like in the next subdivision. It's like very gruel, things, so you never know. So something like happened, right? And like one property, like I know that some people like there's a storage hut, and some people just there's a lock on it, and people just smash the lock, and they stole the lawnmowers and the weed eaters, right? How can people do that? They just stole the lawnmowers and weed eaters. So things will happen, and it's not necessarily say the whole crime is bad, but just certain things will happen, right? And later I realized when I do more study, and I said, oh, this I could have found it. So we could provide those information. However, it's very delicate. We don't want to say we provide all the information only on as per need basis, right? And this is just for their own individual consumers' needs. We might or we might not provide, and it's all based on we respect the federal law, federal regulations. We're not going to provide just purely based on some prejudice or some sort of like a ill-balanced opinion, right? We're based on if this person would say have some needs that they want to have some reference, and it's not purely based on some ill purpose, but or some against some common based philosophy or rules, but it's based on some active personal needs, and we might provide, but we might not provide, right? I mean, it really depends on case by case basis, and but so what we say is that we will strictly abide by the the federal, years ago, oh, you only this community, only that community, not like that. But we're just like if this person need to have a handicapped access, then we need to find places that it's not like a like it's not like a discrimination, but it's just like the person needs. That's why we're looking at. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, well, thank you. Thank you so much for all that. That's extremely interesting. How can listeners get a hold of you for any questions
Yeah,
regarding that?
they can find us on like they can email me directly on James at reai.co, and which is like I pretty much check emails. I won't say 24/7, but I would say at least 27. Put it this way, if I don't maybe 20 or 18 hours 7 days a week. So James at reai.co, and our our Twitter ticker is REAI underscore CO. Again, it's on this REAI_CO, and you can also direct message us on this LinkedIn, no, on this Twitter ticker, and our we also have Telegram. So the Telegram is t.me/REAICO. There's no space. And Instagram is REAI.co. And our LinkedIn is basically REAI. And so the LinkedIn's home, hold on, let me just, sorry, I don't want to give you wrong information. Let me just try to be precise. Our LinkedIn is REAI. Wait a second, something wrong here. Sorry about it. I just trying to be precise. I don't want to give you wrong information here. So it's the LinkedIn is REAI. Wait a second. REAI hyphen Inc. INC. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, thank you for coming on, James, and thank everybody for listening. Please stay tuned in for next time, and thank you.
Thank you for listening to the SoCal Real Estate Development and Syndication Podcast. To stay in the loop of the next real estate opportunity, please email ppbarakov@hotmail.com. Have a great day. Do not forget to like, subscribe, and comment.